Morning children. 11th zoology, biozoo. In 11th biozoo, today we are going to see about the topic excretion. What is mean excretion? The simple meaning for excretion, removal of waste. Removal of waste. The waste which is formed from the result of metabolism, the waste which is removed away from that body, or elimination of nitrogenous waste. The nitrogenous waste also varies from animal to animal based on the habitat, ammonia, urea, uric acid. If the nitrogenous waste retained in our body it is injurious to health, that should be eliminated through these excretory systems. Right? Earlier animals arose around 700 million years ago. Earlier animal arose around 700 million years ago. The common organism that is called marine sponge. The marine sponge which is live in seawater. Most general common marine organism that is called marine sponge. The marine sponge live in the seawater. The intracellular component of the marine sponge different from the surrounding seawater. The intracellular component of the marine sponge differ from this surrounding seawater. That's why the evolution leads to changes the organism. Evolution leads to changes the marine organism, formation of tissue layer. When the intracellular component of the marine sponge different from seawater, each marine sponge is surrounded by seawater. When the intracellular components different from the seawater, evolution leads to formation of organism. What changes occur in the marine sponge? Formation of tissue layer, and also the formation of external tissue layer. Formation of external tissue layer surrounded by the organisms. When the formation of external tissue layer, the external tissue layer provide barrier, not provide barrier, produce barrier between intracellular fluid, intracellular fluid or body fluid between environment or between seawater. When the intracellular component of the sponges differ from surrounding seawater, they provide tissue layer and formation of extra layer around the sponges. The extra layer, formation of the extra tissue layer around the sponges produce a barrier between these intracellular fluid or between this body fluid and also the seawater. Mostly all the chordate. Evolution leads to changes ionic regulation and also osmotic water balance. Ionic regulation and also mostly all the chordate. Evolutionary changes. Evolution changes ionic regulation and also osmoregulation. The major changes occur in the ionic regulation and osmoregulation mostly in all the chordate. Most of kidney is the major role. What role? Maintain water balance and also ionic balance. In some animals depend upon external tissue. Depend upon external tissue. What are external tissue? The external tissue, and it is consists of gills, kidney, digestive mucosa. Digestive mucosa. These are the external tissue. Most of the animals, the major role of the kidney, water balance and ionic balance. Some animals depend upon the external tissue like gills, kidney and also the digestive mucosa. These external tissue regulate three processes. What are the three processes? What are the three processes regulated by external tissue? One is called osmoregulation. Another is called ionic regulation. Third is called excretion. Some animals depend upon the external tissue like gills, kidney and a digestive mucosa. This external tissue control and regulate the three processes. One is called osmoregulation. Next is called ionic regulation. Third one is called excretion. What is called osmoregulation? Control of tissue. Osmotic pressure. Force water movement. Water movement across biological membrane. That is called osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means control of tissue, osmotic pressure, force the water movement across the biological membrane, that is called osmoregulation. Next process, that is called ionic regulation. Ionic regulation refers to maintain ionic concentration. Maintain the ionic concentration in the body fluid. That is called ionic regulation. Maintenance of ionic concentration in the body fluid. Next, this is called excretion. Excretion refers to the result of protein metabolism. Result of protein metabolism, the result of protein metabolism, not protein metabolism, protein catabolism. Result of protein catabolism. Nitrogenous substances are released, either ammonia or urea or uric acid. These nitrogenous substances are removed. That process is called excretion. These three processes controlled by external tissue, either gills or kidney or digestive mucosa. Next we go for freshwater animals. Freshwater vertebrates. Freshwater vertebrate, higher salt concentration, higher concentration of salt when compared than body fluid. Salt compared than body fluid. Mostly in the salt concentration is higher in freshwater vertebrate. Marine vertebrate. Marine vertebrate, lower salt concentration than body fluid. Terrestrial animals. Next we go for terrestrial animals. The terrestrial animals take more water when compared than other organisms. When take more water, the water loss of excess of water by the process that is called evaporation. That is called what? Evaporations. Freshwater vertebrate, higher concentration of salt compared than the body fluid. Marine vertebrate, lower salt concentration than body fluid. Terrestrial animals, more water, uptake of more water, the excess of water lost by the process called evaporation. That process called evaporations. Next we go for osmoconformers. What is mean osmoconformers? Osmoconformers, osmoregulators, we study one by one. First we go for osmoconformers. Osmoconformers means able to change in internal osmotic concentration with changes in their external environment. That is called osmoconformers. Organism able to change the internal osmotic concentration with the changes in the external environment. That is called these osmoconformers. Mostly the marines, mollusk, and also the shark. Marine mollusk, example for this, marine mollusk and also the shark. When the internal osmotic concentration changes, when the external environment changes, automatically internal osmotic concentration also changes. This is seen in animals, that is called marine mollusk and also the shark. Next we go for osmotic regulator. Osmotic regulators means maintain internal osmotic concentration. Next we go for osmotic regulators. Osmotic regulators means able to maintain internal osmotic concentration. Internal osmotic concentration with irrespective of the external osmotic environment. That is called osmotic regulators. Able to maintain internal osmotic concentration. Internal osmotic concentration is maintained when the irrespective of the external osmotic environment occurs. When the external environmental changes, internal osmotic concentration is maintained, and that is called osmotic regulators. Example for this osmotic regulators, Otis, Leonard. The osmotic regulators again for the divided into two types. One is called stenoaline animals, urealine animals. Right. Osmotic regulators means able to maintain internal osmotic concentration with irrespective of the external osmotic environment. That is called osmoregulators. Osmoregulators again for the divided into two types. One is called stenoaline animals, urealine animals. Stenoaline means able to tolerate animal able to tolerate the salt concentration, able to tolerate narrow range salt concentration. The type of animals that is called this stenohalide. Stenohalide means able to tolerate narrow range of salt concentration, that is called stenohalide. Urihalide able to tolerate wide fluctuation occurs in the salt concentration. Wide fluctuation in salt concentration, that is called urihalide animals. Able to tolerate wide fluctuation salt concentration, that is called urihalide. Example for Artemia, salmon, fish. And next that is called tilapia. These are the animals that is called, this coming in the category of urihalide. When this stenohalide mean the animal is able to tolerate narrow range of the salt concentration, that is called stenohalide. Urihalide, goldfish. Example for this part, goldfish. For stenohalides. Urihalide able to tolerate only the white fluctuation. When the white fluctuation occurs in the salt concentration, can be able to tolerate, that is called urihalide animals. Example Artemia, salmon fish and tilapia. Mode of excretion. Next we go for mode of excretion. Different mode of excretion based on the animals, place where the animals are naturally live, or based on the habitat of the animals, the removal of nitrogenous waste is variation occur between this organism. Not all the animals are release same nitrogenous waste. The releasing of nitrogenous waste depend upon the place where the organisms are naturally live. One example for ammonotelism. Ammonotelism means mostly the aquatic animals. They release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Mostly aquatic animal, for example, fish. Ammonotelism means the animals release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia, that is called ammonotelism. For example, fish. When the frog live in water, they release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Next is called ureotelism. Terrestrial animals like frog, human beings, terrestrial animals. Frog is a semi-terrestrial. It's coming in the category of amphibia. They live land and water. When it is live in the water, frog release nitrogenous waste during the tadpole stage, release the ammonia. When it comes to this adult land, it comes to the nitrogenous waste release in the form of urea. Frog, human being, they release nitrogenous waste in the form of urea. It's coming in the category ureotelism. Third one is called uric acid. Uricotelism, for example, reptiles and birds release nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid. That's coming in the category that is called uricotelic animals. What type of animal? Uricotelic animals. Right? These are the mode of excretion. Ammonotelism means mostly aquatic animals. For example, fish and other aquatic animals, they release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. That is called ammonotelism. Ureotelism, either terrestrial or semi-terrestrial, they release nitrogenous waste. Next we go for excretory organs in animals. Most of the invertebrate, the excretory organs are simple tubular structure. The simple tubular structure, and also it is consists of protonephridia. Next is called metanephridia. This is a secretory organ of protozoans. Simple tubular structure, either protonephridia, metanephridia. Mostly in vertebrate, complex tubular structure. The complex tubular structure and it is consists of a kidney. Kidney is the major role in mostly all the vertebrate. Kidney is the major role in mostly all the vertebrate. And some of the other animals, for example, one is called solenocyte. Solenocyte is the organ of Ambiorhexis. Ambiorhexis. Flame cell is the organ of Platyhelminthes. Excrete organ in various animals. Solenocyte excrete organ of Ambiorhexis. Flame cell excrete organ of Platyhelminthes. Metanephridia, mollusk and also annelids. Rennet cells, nematodes. Rennet cells excrete organ of nematodes. Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules excrete organ of arthropods. Specific in arthropods, insect. Insect is the insect that is called excrete organs. Green glands in crustacean. From crustacean. The example for prawn. These are the various excrete organ. Vertebrate, complex tubular structure that is called the kidney. In lower organism, solenocyte in Ambiorhexis. Flame cell is the organ of Platyhelminthes. Metanephridia, excrete organ of Mollusca, Annelida. Rennet cells for nematodes. Malpighian tubules for arthropods, specific for insect. And green glands for crustacean. These are the various excretory organs. Based on these environmental condition, the vertebrate kidneys are differ. The vertebrate kidneys differ based on these environmental condition. Vertebrate kidney differ based on environmental conditions. How it is differ based on environmental conditions. We see about one by one conditions. First we see about fish. In fishes, glomerulus absent. That is called aglamerular. Due to this absence of this glomerulus, they produce little urine. Next for Ambiorhexis, amphibia, not Ambiorhexis, amphibia. The amphibia, lack of Henle's lobe. Lack of Henle's lobe, they produce dilute urines. Next, mollusca. Third, that is called this, not mollusca. Third, that is called this reptiles. Reptile, aglamulus. Lack of glomerulus, and also Henle's lobe. Both are absent. Lack of glomerulus and Henle's lobe, they produce a little hypotonic urine. Vertebrate kidney differ based on the environmental condition. based on these organisms are naturally live. Fishes, glandulars are absent, that's called aglammular. Due to this absence of the glandulars, they release little urine. Amphibia, lack of Henle's loop. When the lack of Henle's loop, no reabsorption of water, the urine becomes dilute. They release dilute urine. Reptiles, lack of glandulars and Henle's loop, they produce a little hypotonic urine. And same in mammals, mammalian, terrestrial mammals. In terrestrial animals, in terrestrial mammals and also the human beings, the Henle's loop are longer. When the Henle's loop is longer, due to the longer of the Henle's loop, they release concentrated urine. Concentrated urine. The main function of the Henle's loop. What is called this Henle's loop? In nephron, between this proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule, U-shaped tubule, that is called this Henle's loop. The Henle's loop, the main function of the Henle's loop, great reabsorption of water. Great reabsorption of water. The Henle's loop is longer in terrestrial mammals and also the human being. Water is absorbed. Reabsorption of water. Greater reabsorption of water. When the water is reabsorbed, urine becomes concentrated. They release concentrated urines. In say for example earthworms, when the earthworms present in this soil, present in this water, they release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. When it is present in the soil, it releases nitrogenous waste in the form of urea. These are the way that vertebrate animals or kidney are differ based on this environmental condition. Next we go for structure of human kidney. The human kidney, color of the human kidney, reddish brown in color. The shape is bean-shaped like structure, bean-shaped like structures, reddish brown in color, bean-shaped structures. Located in the, it is a superior, located in the superior lumbar region. Place where the hip arises, that is called lumbar. Superior of the lumbar region, and between the last thoracic and third lumbar region. Located between last thoracic, this is a thoracic cage, last thoracic and third lumbar region. So reddish brown color, bean shaped like structure, located between these is a superior to the lumbar and located between these last thoracic and third lumbar region. That is called this location of the kidney. The same time the right kidney is slightly lower than left. This is a right kidney, the right kidney slightly lower than left. The same time, the weight of the kidney 120 grams to 170 grams in weight. The kidney is covered by three membranous covering. The kidney is covered by three membranous covering. Outermost covering, that is called renal fascia. Renal fascia. The middle, that is called this perirenal fibrous. Perirenal fibers, and innermost layer, that is called this renal capsule. Renal capsule. It is a reddish brown in color and it is a bean shaped like structures located in between, located between these last thoracic and third lumbar region, attached in the inner wall of the dorsal side of the inner wall of the abdominal cavity. Dorsal side of the inner wall of the abdominal cavity. The weight of the kidney 120 to 170 grams in weight. The kidney is covered by membranous covering. The outermost covering, that is called renal fascia. Next to the renal fascia, that is called perirenal fibers, and innermost is called this renal capsule. The right kidney is slightly lower than left kidney. Next we go for excretory system. Next we go for this internal. At the same time, The structure of the kidney also consists of a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a bag-like structure that is called this urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Next we go for this internal cross-section of this kidney. The kidney consists of outer that is called this cortex and the inner that is called this medulla. The outer convex, inner the concave regions. Outer convex, inner that is called this concave region of the kidney. Also the two distinct regions, outer cortex, inner the medulla. The concave region of the kidney, also renal artery and renal veins enter inside and also which is leave away from this the concave region of the kidney which is facing towards inner region. And also the cortex consists of numerous pyramid-like structure, cone-like structures that is called these renal pyramids. The cortex region of the kidney also consists of a cone-like structure that is called renal pyramids. That is called renal pyramids. Next, the inner that is called this medulla. The medulla region of the kidney, a funnel-like depression that is called renal pelvis. That is called this what? Renal pelvis. Between these renal pyramids and renal pelvis, a finger-like projection that is called calyces. That is called what? Calyces. The calyces is made up of smooth muscles. The calyces is made up of smooth muscle. The calyces only collect the urine, collect the waste food material and pass through this renal pelvis. Then continuation of the renal pelvis that is called this ureter. The ureter open into this urinary bladder. The urine is temporarily stored in this urinary bladder. In cross section of the kidney and also it is consists of two distinct regions. Outer that is called cortex, inner that is called these medulla regions. The cortex region of the kidney and also the outer of the convex, inner that is called this concave region. The concave region of the kidney, numerous blood vessels like renal artery, renal vein, that enters inside and also the renal pelvis also passes through this concave region, inner surface of the kidney. The cortex region of the kidney also consists of numerous cone-like structures that is called renal pyramids. Between this renal cortex and also the center, there's a medulla, a funnel-like depression occurs that is called renal pelvis. From the renal pelvis, the middle region that is called a finger-like projection that is called renal calyces. The renal calyces made up of a smooth muscle which is collect the urine, pass through the renal pelvis, renal continuation of the renal pelvis as descending that is called this ureter. Both the ureters are open into the temporary sac. This is called urinary bladder. In the urinary bladder only the urine is temporarily stored. Thank you children. The remaining part of the exercise system we see later.